Ready for a big fat lie? Homeschool parents have to teach every subject. Nah, no thanks. That said, the all-in-one curriculum companies would love for you to believe it. Today, we're diving into how our family has outsourced a handful of subjects. Not only has that helped us have a more enjoyable homeschool experience, but it's actually saved us money. So while we're at it, let's tackle that question too. Can we actually save money while outsourcing some of our subjects? Before we get into the outsourcing, if we haven't met yet, hey, I'm Melissa. I'm homeschooling mom of four, online teacher, and I love chatting about all things homeschooling, online teaching, and productivity here on YouTube. Now, YouTube tells me that about 3 out of 4 of you are not subscribed. Let's fix that right now. Go ahead and make sure you are subscribed, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video. All right, you guys, let's get into this outsourcing conversation. So before we start looking at what we're going to outsource, it's important to know our strengths. I know it's true of our family, but maybe you felt this too. Part of the reason why we chose to homeschool was to spend more time with our kids, strengthen our bond with them. And being able to pass on some of the things that we know and we love has been a really cool part of our journey. So when we talk about knowing our strengths, I look at my husband's strength in math, he's an engineer, and my strength in language arts. So my husband is good at math, right? He is patient with the kids. He's able to teach it all. And we are able to get our hands on affordable, good curriculum. Here's what we use. It's called Horizons from AOP. And it's a great curriculum. We can usually get it for around $50 a year for a grade level of math books. So far, it's met all of our kids' needs, and it's really ticked the box here. For language arts, I mentioned that that's something that I enjoy teaching, and I find that I'm pretty good at. We've got a good curriculum at a good price. I'll leave the link below, but we use the good and the beautiful, and we can usually get it between $50 to $80 a year, depending on the grade level, but we reuse it with all 4 of our kids. We just make copies on the pages that we need to. There's also a lot of overlap here between the resources I create and the classes I teach online. I teach public speaking, composition, and book study classes. So it's pretty easy for me to find what I need in terms of resources. Again, that box is checked. There are some subjects we've chosen to outsource. Today's video sponsor is actually a fantastic example of an expert who supports homeschool families in an area they might not feel equipped or ready to teach: reading. Let's hear from her.
Other passion is literacy. I teach classes based on the body of evidence that tells us how learners best learn to read. I have students who are just learning their ABCs, their letter names and sounds, all the way through middle schoolers who are maybe missing some of those foundational skills, and now they're running into reading comprehension problems. I'm also the homeschool parent of 4 kiddos, several of whom are neurodivergent. I like to exercise in my free time, and my husband and I enjoy getting our hearts broken by the Dallas Cowboys every year. See you soon.
Remember, when you support our sponsors, you're also supporting other homeschool families. Whether it's reading or another topic for you, it's important to weigh the time and resources that you're willing and able to invest in these topics. For us, that's been coding, French, music, social studies, and science. So here's a quick look. I've timestamped them all below. So if you're also interested in these areas, you can take a look in the description to get the timestamp. But I've also included a lot of discount links. Again, I mentioned that we save a lot of money on these. I'm trying to pass that along to you. So go ahead, use those timestamps if you need. But let's get started with social studies. When our kids first started out in social studies, it's all very basic and general, right? I felt a lot of this we could cover in our daily lives in conversation. But as we get into a lot of the history of things, I started looking around and trying to find affordable and great flexible options for teaching history. One of the ones I found was David from David and History for the Ages. He has a great YouTube channel. Again, videos are on YouTube, so all of that's free. But David also creates unit studies that go along with each of his Western Civ related videos. I've taken each of those unit studies, purchased them, obviously, put them in a Google Doc for my middle schooler, and then added in a few things like Nearpod lessons and crafts and projects. And that way we're making it our own. I've outsourced the bulk of that material, but it's able to be personalized for what my family needs. And again, I can reuse that for all of my other kids as they come up into middle school. Coding. We wanted our kids to have some experience in coding, but so far nobody's been like, ooh, I want this to be my career. That might change. But for now, we found that code.org, which is a free website where kids can learn the basics of coding, play, it's fun, it's all very user-friendly. That's done it for us so far. They spend about 15 minutes twice a week on code.org, so it doesn't take much time. And I love that it's actually great reading practice as well. But even if you've got a pre-reader who wants to get in on the fun, there are supports and scaffolding in place, things like immersive readers, where they'll click a little audio button and the text is read for them. It's a fantastic option. The next thing is French. Our kids are bilingual already. They speak English and Spanish. They read English and Spanish. And so once those languages were nailed down around 6 or 7 years old, we put our kids in French. And I found a great teacher on Preply. We've been on Preply since 2018. And there are fantastic ranges of prices in there and lots of teachers who specialize in different things for kids and adults. So you do have to ask around a little bit, but once you find somebody, it's been a fantastic resource for us. We found a great teacher who's willing to commit to a schedule, a weekly schedule, and give our kids homework after each class, and then be able to kind of follow up with them. And she's been great. So we've had 3 kind of long-term teachers in there for about a year or so each one. And I think it's a great option. So again, discount code in the description for that, as well as the others, but it's a great option if you're looking to add in a world language to your homeschool. Music. The next one is music. While my husband is able to support with guitar and some music theory stuff, I am woefully ignorant when it comes to music. And so we really wanted our kids to have a great music theory base, as well as the understanding of how to play piano. Back in 2016, I stumbled upon Joseph Hoffman's YouTube channel. It's called Hoffman Academy. And these are free piano lessons that are built for kids. They're between 5 and 25 minutes, depending on the level. They've got fun puppets. I mean, it's just a kind of a running inside joke basically at this point, but these little puppet shows at the end get kids really engaged in the video and have them sticking around to the end. These lessons build their music theory knowledge while also getting them to play piano. So again, our kids have been doing it since 2016 and we love it. They've also got Hoffman Premium, which is a fantastic membership where you have access to games, interactive games that teach music theory, printables, workbooks, all that jazz, which really amplifies this to be the full-fledged subject that it deserves to be. Fantastic opportunity. Again, discount below. Science. We've found so many good science courses over the years. 2 places I want to mention for you to search and find what you need. The classes that we've taken are no longer offered on there, but there are great teachers on both of these websites, Outschool and India.com. There are great self-paced and also live resources and classes on there, so you can check those out. Another one is Nearpod. If you've been around my channel at all, you know I love Nearpod for classes, but it's also great for homeschool. So I'll leave that playlist here, but make sure you check out, search what your child is interested in, what the possibly state standards, encourage them to learn at the age that they're at. All right, great opportunities. And again, discounts below. One more that I want to sneak in for science is Art Venturous Animals. We use Art Venturous Animals to teach both science and geography, as well as art. I am not an artsy person by nature. Glitter did not make an entrance into our home until quite recently. And, I just bristle at that sort of thing. So when I have the opportunity to have somebody provide all the art projects and connect them and get that cross-curricular connection in there, whoo, it's fantastic. So check out that art membership below. It's fantastic and a great way to tie in all of these different things. And it's super affordable. Now, I mentioned that we save money with these. How? How in the world are you saving money while outsourcing some of these subjects? Well, there are a few things that we can take a look at. The first one I want to take a look at is educational savings accounts. This is not for everyone. Disclaimer. This is not for everyone. If this is for you, go ahead and take a look. You might have heard rumblings that you have access to an ESA in your state. Depending on what's going on there, you may choose to make use of it or not. I've heard strong arguments from both sides. I'll leave that to you. My sources are linked below. ESAs are government-funded accounts that parents and families can use to pay for different educational opportunities for their kids. This can include private school tuition, tutoring, online classes, supplies, therapies, textbooks, all of that is covered under these ESAs. Homeschool families can leverage ESAs by taking a look at what's covered and making sure that the different places that you're looking for outsourced information or materials accept this ESA money. So simply takes a little bit of research. Again, I've left a link below that will give you a little bit more information on different states, including a map so you can find your state and find what's available. Discounts. This is where our family saves the most money. There is almost always a discount code available, you guys. There's almost never a need to dive into anything at full price. So when you're ready to hop into something, look for the discounts. If you're just starting out, they'll usually give you some sort of a coupon or something to get you started. After you've started, you figured out that this is a good option for you, then figure out how you can kind of optimize things. For us, for example, on Preply, we always buy the 40 class package. That's a lot of classes and it's a big chunk of money up front. But in the end, it saves me like 3 or 4 classes. It gets me 3 or 4 classes free because we pay in bulk. Over time, this comes up to a pretty steep discount. Another way you can save is groups. Facebook groups and sites like India.com offer lots of different coupons and free classes throughout the year. One of my favorite Facebook groups to find really high quality materials and classes without the drama is called the Homeschool Quest. You can take a look over there or check the description. It's a fantastic place to find classes, resources, printables, all that jazz so that you can outsource in peace. Finally, co-ops. Co-ops are a fantastic way to outsource material to other invested homeschool parents. Check out more in this conversation that I had with a veteran co-op organizer for all the details. In sum, you don't have to teach it all, friends. We're in this for the long haul. And it's important to pass the baton on to others who are able to teach your child what they need in the moment. Remember, we're also checking on our savings as we're outsourcing. Of course, having a one-to-one or live class will cost more than a textbook or a workbook. But as you've seen, and I can verify in the description, there are discounts to be had. Let's hear what you're looking to resource this year. And if you've got any questions, again, leave them in the comments. But I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys are outsourcing. All right, friends, if nobody's told you it today, thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. It's really important. Happy teaching.